Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today to discuss this exciting opportunity for the global fixed broadband industry to grow together. The digital economic is continuing to drive the national economic growth. In 2019, the value created by global digital economic reached $31.8 trillion. In all countries, regardless of their development level, the digital economic is growing faster than GDP and drives economic growth. This trend is even more apparently in developing countries. The core infrastructure of the digital economic is broadband. Broadband will be like the water or the electricity of the intelligent world. It will be a driver of the social development that economic growth. The World Bank has found that a 10% increase in fixed broadband penetration can lead to a 1.3% increase in GDP, a 2 to 3% increase in employment, a 5 to 10% increase in production efficiencies, a 5% reduction in emissions, and a 15-fold increase in innovation efficiency. But currently, broadband development varies widely from country to country. Broadband subscriptions in developed countries are several times higher than in developing countries. The percentage of optical fiber networks is also significantly higher in more developed countries. Structure optimization and penetration increase are now a matter of the national strategy. The construction of the broadband networks, particularly optical fiber infrastructure, can effectively promote economic development. Government has an important role to play in promoting broadband network construction through top-level strategies, investment plans, support policies, and experience platforms. Looking toward the near future, we already know that the communication networks in 2030 will connect tens of billions of people and hundreds of billions of things. Each network will be AI native, secure, trustworthy, green, and low carbon, and will support cubic, ultra-broadband, deterministic experiences, and harmonized communication and sensing. Network performance will continue to improve from gigabit to 10 gigabit, and network coverage will expand beyond ground to air and then to outer space. The multi-dimensional requirements for work, life, and travel will be met everywhere, whether you are on land, in the air, or at sea. Industrial intelligent deterministic service experiences will require tiered latency circles between users and multiple-level computing resources. We will need 1 millisecond latency in cities, 10 millisecond latency in broad metropolitan areas, and 100 millisecond latency over backbone networks. The network availability will need to top 5 nines. But end-to-end network slicing technology will enable multiple virtual networks with SLA assurance over basic networks to meet the differentiated requirements of the multiple industries. We believe that the number of the global connection will reach 200 billion in the next 10 years, and the number of the XR users will exceed 1 billion. Interaction between the physical and virtual worlds will reach a whole new level, and surreal experiences will be found everywhere. However, the broadband industry still faces multiple challenges. A lack of the consensus for industry development directions, no definition for the next generation of the fixed broadband, fragmented standard for the fixed broadband, insufficient incentive for business innovation. The list goes on. That's why we need an industry association that can bring us together to address these challenges. With this background, it's clear that the establishment of the World Broadband Association will be a significant milestone for the global fixed broadband industry. With the WBBA, the industry will be able to flourish to enter into a new era. Players from across the industry will be able to use this new platform to drive consensus. Together, we hope to define a new roadmap for the future generations of technology, promote innovation, and drive prosperity for this industry. This association will help the industry focus on build a sustainable ecosystem, policies, and investment plans. It will be up to the WBBA to define what our next generation broadband networks will look like. It will be the WBBA who sets the pace of the industry development and drives consensus among telcos, equipment vendors, governments, verticals, OTT players, and investors. It will be through the WBBA that we will build a more prosperous broadband industry together. To this end, we hope that the fellow association members will work together under a shared vision to drive the consensus on ultra broadband infrastructure. With other industry stakeholders, we will define the major direction for our industry's development, which will include ultra broadband, massive connectivity, and cloud network convergence. In addition, we must work together to set action plans, conduct research, and define broadband generations. Most importantly, we must continue to welcome more regions, industries, enterprises, and organizations to join us in this lofty endeavor to ensure the future success of the broadband industry. Thank you. I look forward to continuing to work together with all of you in the future. Thank you.